Hello, ladies and gents. Romie Reviews here. Please like, comment, subscribe. This is my review for The Passage, Season 1, Episode... What episode are we at? Episode 7? Yeah, Episode 7. You are like the sun. So this episode, I'm going to switch it up a little bit. Remember, I have another channel. It's called Romie Reviews ASMR or Romie Reviews ASMR. Go and click the link below. Show some love. There'll be a new video up tomorrow. I keep saying I'm going to do this, so I have to do it. It's not going to be a mukbang video. I don't feel like talking. You're just going to watch me eat some Japanese takeout and have a nice time. So let's jump to this episode where, as we saw, some important steps occurred in order for us to get to where we need to get. One of the things that happened is we see that Agent Brad and his wife, that they're not taken back to Project Noah. They're taken out to somewhere else. And so while they're in the back of this car's trunk, yes, both of them are comfortably lodged in the back of this car trunk. They're having flashbacks. And the flashbacks consist of their daughter Emily, who was killed. Because the episode itself actually starts off with him being, the soccer dad and him taking over for his wife. Because his wife was supposed to be the one to go and be there so that she could handle the party afterwards. I remember those days. And so flash forward, we see that Nicole, she's talking, she's trying to talk to, the Secretary of Defense? Someone higher up in the government to try and say, hey, you need to cancel this project. You need to cancel it right now because if you don't, it's out of hand. It's out of hand. They're killing us. It's out of control. New dude over here is trying to say that the situation is contained and that we can use them. And if we bring in some new personnel and switch out the current personnel, then it'll be good. Of course, that's what the head honcho in the government wants to hear. So then he goes and greenlights his plan instead of her plan. Because he goes and does that, now it's caused this situation to just get worse. But he doesn't know that. So now Nicole is talking to Clark and asking Clark, hey, what's going on? Nicole said, I'm probably going to be fired, so I don't know what your role is going to be. We need to go and figure this out quickly, though. So they're going to enact a plan because they see that Agent Brad didn't come back. So he's going to go and get Brad. Now we see Lear talking to Elizabeth, and Elizabeth, he goes and shoots light in her eyes, which proves that, she's starting to turn. And that's scary because, do not fall. That means he only has a certain amount of time before he can find a cure for her. Do we think he's going to find a cure for her? No. We see the flashback again of Brad and his wife and his daughter, Emily, and how he's going to be super dad and save the day. He had to go to the hospital to get some of the supplies from mom. And this is where we see why some of the guilt has occurred. Clark goes and talks to Amy, and that conversation didn't really go too far because Amy, he gave her some chips. She kind of looked at him like, where's Agent Brad? He said, I'm going to get Agent Brad for you. She had that look of, okay, if you say so. Excuse me. Now, Anthony comes back, but Anthony, he had to come back to her in one of those, not dreams, but like woken dreams. And the problem is that she realizes that something's wrong. He says, yes, he's turned. And so he's there to support her. But it's going to be very important because she's also turning. Which is the news we didn't want to hear. Now, the new security guy, he's going and he's talking to a potential client. Hey, how are we going to reinforce this area to make it more secure? They enact their plan, which part of it is, like I said, switching out a lot of the personnel, doing a 2-card clearance, doing all of these things that they probably should have been doing from the start. Because part of it is there's worker fatigue. So they're going to make sure that worker fatigue is an issue of the past, even though we know that that's not the case. It won't matter. Brad and his wife, they're still in the back seat. And this is where we see Brad. He had everything except for markers. His daughter really wanted markers, so he's going to go to the convenience store. They had everything except for markers, so I don't know why the video paused. They're going to go across the street to go and get some markers. I instantly knew that was not a good idea because I noticed that she has your wallet, dude. You're so distracted that you didn't realize that she has your wallet. She has your wallet, and watch what's going to happen. Now, Lear is doing this new regimen for Elizabeth to try and see if it'll work. I'm thinking, no, it's not going to work. He goes and talks to Nicole, and she shows how it's not progressing any better. It's just slowing down the process. He says, I don't care. That's best that we have. That's what we're going to use. And I'm thinking, dude. Shauna is talking to Fanning, and Shauna was trying to figure out, hey, why are we still in here? They're going to try and kill us, aren't they? What is your plan working? Is it not working? Dude, talk to us. While all that's going on, we see that Anthony brought Amy to the storage area where her book is being held, because that was the last thing, that was given to her by her mom. So she wants it back. But they're just traveling through there they're like in between worlds almost. And so, no, it's kind of like astral projection. That's what it is. Astral projection. So they're projecting their best form of self into the real world, but they can't physically touch stuff yet. I'm just saying yet, because we know how these things progress. But Anthony needs to toughen up Amy. So he asks her, I can, read your mind. Tell me about, your mom. And tell me about the worst thing that you've thought about her. Or, your worst situation. And so you can see her visibly upset. I was upset that she was upset. But that's when she goes and tells us that she feels like she killed her mom. She feels like she's the reason she killed her mom, because her mother forgot to go and sign her up for school. And that was like the one thing that she cared about and was looking forward to. And because her mother didn't do that, she said, she hated her, and she stormed out. And so then after she stormed out, she left for a bit, came back, and her mom was dead. And so she feels like it was her fault, even though I still feel like they kind of killed her mom, but you didn't hear it from me. No, you definitely heard it from me. But Anthony's trying to tell her that, hey, they're going to use anything they can against you. You need to be prepared, Amy. You need to be prepared for anything. Now we see the security agent dude come back, and he's trying to talk to Amy, but Amy wasn't giving him anything. Amy said, I can't see them. I can't see anything. I don't trust you. I don't like you or your mustache. Anyway, we see another flashback, and I'm just going to jump ahead. So apparently Brad, he was in this store, he was getting the supplies, and some guy who looked a little rough. I thought maybe, okay, he's just homeless or something, or maybe he could be a drug addict. I don't know which one is true. I'm not sure. It doesn't matter. What we do know is that he was holding the place up, and the cashier was giving him the money, or was getting all the money together. The guy got spooked because Amy realized, hey, she has her father's wallet. So she goes into the store, and the guy shoots and kills her and then runs away. And that's why Brad feels like it's his fault, because he was right there. And he yelled, no! But that's all that he could do at the time. But that was then, and this is now. And we even see that he went to therapy with his wife. His wife is talking, and she's expressing herself, and she wanted to get back to work because she felt like if she could get back to work, then things would be better, because at least there she could help people. And he didn't feel the same way. He was completely closed off. He was completely shut off, because that's how he had to operate in his mind to go and get through things. And He wanted to leave therapy. His wife wanted to stay. And so that created a huge wedge. What he did instead was he contacted Clark, because remember, they're friends. And he said, Clark, I need your help. So Clark gives him the information on the guy, even though, because Brad said that, oh, it wasn't him, because they did a lineup. He was there, but Brad said, oh, it wasn't him, because Brad wanted to kill the guy on his own. And you know what he did? He shot that dude. He murked him. And Brad felt like, at the end of the day, this guy killed my daughter, so I'm going to kill him, even though Clark told him not to do it. And because Brad did it, he felt guilty afterwards. Clark knew what Brad was going to do, so he covered it up. And he told Brad, why don't you come to my organization? I have this set up, and it's called Project Noah. Be a part of it. Be a part of something. And so then that's why Brad went to Project Noah. So Brad and his wife, I think they were still together at the time. Which is crazy, but he just left, up and left, because he never told his wife what he did. But in this episode, he did end up telling her. And she had that look of, oh my God. But then this is the other part. She goes and says, I need for you to believe that it's not your fault, because you're not the only one thinking that it's their fault. I think it's my fault. I was the one that was supposed to take her. I had the option to take her. I could have done it if I didn't prioritize my own work. If I didn't prioritize being a control freak and having things done my way at the hospital, I could have taken her. So don't ever go and think that this is on you, because I feel the same way. And they bonded over that. I really enjoyed the fact that they bonded over that. But let's move forward. Let's move forward to Clark going, and because, they're still in the car. The car stops. It's by a cliff where there's a body of water. As soon as the trunk is opened up, because remember, he was teaching his wife how to undo the zips. They fought back. He shot, killed one guy, threw the other guy off the cliff. I'm thinking, you need to kill that guy, because if you don't kill him, he's trained. He's going to come back. And so he actually ended up coming back while they're in the woods, walking around. And thankfully, Clark was there to save him, shot and killed him, because originally Clark got in the walkie and was trying to communicate and say, hey, I think you have a tail. Watch out. Be careful. Let me help you. And of course, Brad wasn't going to do that, but Clark ended up saving him. Anywho, and now we get to this, fork in the road with Amy and Anthony, because Anthony was telling her, I need for you to get stronger. You're going to change. Things are not just going to magically get better. I have to go. But you can help yourself. You need to find your happy. You need to go and confront that memory of your mom and make that your happy place, because Fanning is going to come after you. Speaking of Fanning is now trying to go after Elizabeth. Elizabeth, for a moment, thought that she was looking at Lear, but Fanning took over because she's in the process of dying. Her organs are slowly dying off, and so Lear's trying to make her choose. She actually ends up, she convinces her husband to remove the IV, and she ends up dying. She does not want to turn, because that's the thing. You have to decide for yourself if you want to become a viral, or if you don't. Now, after Clark goes and saves Brad and his wife, Clark says, look, I brought you to this project. I helped set up everything, the inmates. So many people died on my watch. I want to help you get Amy, and then the two of you, to get out of here. That's what I want for you. So I'm going to make sure that happens. And I said, look at Clark be decent. So he had to put them back in the trunk and drive them in, because he now has to sneak them in, since I'm sure they're no longer welcomed. Once Elizabeth dies, that's when Fanning, he's trying to go after Amy. But before he does, Amy goes to her happy place, and we see her mom. And her mom does look like Nicole, which now makes sense why she felt comfortable-ish around Nicole. And so her mother says, it's not your fault, baby. You know, I had an addiction. I love you. Everything that she needs to hear to make herself feel better. And it's good because now she's going to be ready because Fanning is knocking on her door and wants to turn her next, even though she most likely will turn either way. Brad comes towards the end of the episode with his wife, and he's trying to wake her up, but he can't. And he realizes it's because Fanning has her. So that's it. Please like, comment, subscribe. Remember to check out my other videos. So remember to check out Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Ooh, Love and Hip Hop. Love and Hip Hop Miami and Love and Hip Hop. Oh gosh, New York, and my other channel, Romie Whispers ASMR. Thanks.